Welcome back to Decodiva, where vintage home decor meets timeless charm. Today, we're diving into the world of Martha Stewart-inspired pantry styling, focusing on glass jars, antique ironstone, and warm colonial details. Whether you're just starting your vintage journey or a seasoned thrifter, you're in for a treat. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you love all things vintage. Your support keeps this cozy little community growing and glowing. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing your favorite vintage pantry item or a styling tip of your own. Now, let's open the pantry door and step into some colonial charm. Colonial-style pantries draw on rich yet subtle tones. Think cream, soft sage, muted ochre, and warm whites. These colors set a peaceful and grounded tone, just like Martha would. Use painted wood shelves or beadboard backsplashes in these tones to create a charming backdrop for your jars and dishware. The idea is to let the storage blend with the structure. Layering shades within the same palette gives the space depth without overwhelming it. Think of your pantry as a muted canvas, ready to highlight your beautiful vintage pieces. Glass jars are the stars of the vintage pantry. They're practical, beautiful, and instantly evoke old-world charm. Look for French canning jars, ball mason jars, or simple apothecary styles. Group jars by content type, grains in one row, spices in another. Vary the heights to create visual rhythm across your shelves, and always keep the labels uniform for a tidy, intentional look. Want that extra Martha touch? Tie handwritten craft paper tags with jute twine around the neck of each jar. It's a small detail, but one that brings instant warmth and personality. Ironstone pieces, especially pitchers, platters, and bowls, add creamy elegance and a colonial farmhouse feel. Stack plates neatly or line up mugs for a beautiful and functional display. Ironstone is perfect for open shelving. Its subtle glaze and soft ivory tone play beautifully against darker wood or painted cabinetry. Don't worry about chips or crazing, these imperfections add soul and authenticity. Martha herself is known for celebrating the well-loved and well-used. Wicker baskets, linen tea towels, and wooden scoops add rustic depth to your pantry styling. These materials soften the hard lines of glass and porcelain. Use shallow baskets to corral loose items like onions or snacks. Linen or burlap liners add texture while keeping everything neat. Even small touches, like a carved wooden spoon or a vintage grain scoop tucked beside your jars, add layers of visual interest. Think cozy colonial function meets slow-living beauty. Dividing your pantry into styling zones makes it feel curated rather than cluttered. Dedicate one shelf for baking, one for tea time, and one for everyday pantry staples. Arrange items within each zone thoughtfully. Place the tallest objects at the back and vary textures to avoid monotony. For example, your tea zone might feature a jar of loose leaf, a vintage teapot, a stack of ironstone saucers, and a small linen basket for sachets. Vintage pantries often celebrate the beauty of handwriting. Create handwritten labels with fountain pens, calligraphy markers, or stamps for that nostalgic charm. Use craft paper, aged book pages, or recycled brown bags as your label base. Wrap around the jar or affix with a dab of wax or glue for that old-world touch. If you're feeling crafty, try dipping the edges of your paper labels in tea to create an aged patina. A classic Martha move with a truly timeless effect. Martha's style evolves gently with the seasons, and your pantry can too. In fall, add dried orange slices, cinnamon sticks, or mini pumpkins on display. Spring invites ceramic egg crates, fresh herbs in tiny terracotta pots, or pastel-hued glassware. These seasonal nods keep your space feeling fresh and lived in. The key is subtle rotation. 1 or 2 items per shelf is enough. Think of your pantry as a seasonal still life waiting to be admired. Some of the most characterful pantry pieces come from flea markets and antique shops. Keep an eye out for spice tins, enamelware, and old baking tools. Display these pieces with intention. Don't overcrowd, let each item have space to tell its story. Vintage kitchen scales, for instance, make great anchors on a shelf. Use them as pedestals for stacked bowls or dried goods. Good pantry lighting enhances the mood and function. Consider battery-operated sconces, small pendant lights, or even a Colonial-style oil lamp. Warm, soft lighting brings out the patina of your jars and the subtle cream tones of your Ironstone. Try adding LED candles in safe corners for a flickering, cozy glow. It's like stepping into a page from a Martha Stewart living magazine. Appeal to the senses with herbs and spices. Hang bundles of dried lavender, thyme, or rosemary from hooks or peg rails. You can also store fragrant items like bay leaves or star anise in clear jars. Their scent will gently fill the space over time. Consider slipping a sachet of dried florals into a drawer or basket. It's a charming nod to vintage domesticity and keeps your pantry smelling fresh. Details matter. Add colonial-style iron hooks or wooden peg rails to hang mugs, baskets, or aprons. These are both practical and deeply aesthetic. Peg rails painted in the same muted tones as your walls add seamless utility, perfect for a broom, a bonnet, or a linen tote. Choose hardware that complements your theme. Oil-rubbed bronze or aged pewter handles instantly elevate the room's authenticity. Baked goods, homemade or store-bought, make lovely pantry accents. Display them under glass domes or in vintage cake tins. Wire cooling racks with golden loaves of bread or fresh cookies placed in a linen-lined basket exude warmth and welcome. If you're not baking regularly, faux breads or wax fruits can fill in. The goal is to maintain that Martha-esque sense of hospitality. Handmade touches are essential. Whether it's a hand-sewn tea towel, a crocheted doily, or a decoupage jar lid, they all infuse heart and soul. Incorporate small craft projects like painted wooden signs or embroidered shelf liners. These give your pantry a truly personal stamp. You don't need to be an expert, simple is charming. A hand-painted flower, label or stitched napkin can echo that Martha philosophy, elevate the everyday. Even with all the styling, don't forget, your pantry must work for you. Keep everyday items accessible and organized. Mix form with function. Stack bowls you use weekly and keep grains and pastas in front-facing jars. It's all about ease without sacrificing aesthetics. A beautiful pantry doesn't need to be staged, it needs to be lived in. That's what makes it authentically vintage and truly Martha. Channel a colonial kitchen garden with potted herbs, botanical prints, or dried flower wreaths. These details whisper of a slower, more intentional life. Use small clay pots on upper shelves to add greenery. Label them with chalkboard signs or simple twine-wrapped tags. Hanging a vintage botanical print or seed packet collage on the back wall can tie everything together, like a garden framed in time. Thank you so much for stepping into this cozy, colonial pantry world with us. We hope you found some timeless inspiration to bring a little Martha Stewart magic into your own home. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Decodiva channel, hit that like button, and leave a comment with your favorite idea from today's tour. Until next time, stay vintage, stay inspired, and keep creating beauty in the everyday. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.